I love putting my images out in the world. And I can say that when Real Beauty was shown at the Goodman Gallery, there wasn't a single person that didn't have a comment. And as an artist, photographer, I cannot control how you're thinking, and you are going to think completely differently to someone else. It depends on your frame of reference, it depends on your culture, it depends on many, many things. And from my side, I think that's absolutely fabulous. Everyone comes from a different point of view, and I'd rather have the point of view than no point of view at all. I'm always nervous when I start off because I don't know really how it's going to work out or how I'm going to really approach it. But I come from a background that's more documentary orientated. And to keep myself going, I knew I wanted to create portraits. So it was a matter of how was I going to access different women. And as you've seen, well, South Africa is culturally diverse. People are very different, living very different lives. So I knew that I wanted to get a diversity of people. The only restriction that I said to women that I wanted to photograph them in their homes, because I feel that tells so much about a person. And the way they chose to stand was very much their choice, because I could never tell someone how to stand. And also an element of fantasy comes in there. You know, and we've grown up with magazines as young women. So, for example, one woman I photographed, she invited 7 of her friends to the shoot. They had wine. And I thought, oh, I'm a serious photographer, you know, what's going on? And it actually was beautiful because she said to them, how should I pose? And basically they posed against the wall and you could see they were referencing music videos. So I think the poses also says a lot about each individual woman. The issues surrounding Black woman to white woman to colored woman to Indian woman are very, very different. They're not the same. In our culture, white culture, it's about, we want to be, in a way, stick thin. But in Black culture, it's something very different. Being voluptuous is beautiful. My project's not about just being comfortable with yourself. It deals with issues of HIV/AIDS. It deals with issues of having a lighter skin. That maybe if you have a lighter skin as a Black woman, you're perceived as more beautiful. So I knew that I had to go into different communities to reach the people that I wanted to photograph.
I did have some reservations. I mean, like most women, I'm not entirely comfortable with my body. You know, I always think, oh, I'd be happier if I was thinner, or I'd be happier if I had a flat stomach, you know. I had some concerns about it, but I also trusted Jodi enough to know that if I absolutely hated it and felt exposed, that I could say, hey, you know, I've had second thoughts about this. I didn't feel completely out of control of the project.
So Gail is actually, she's a writer. She's very lively and she has big opinions. And actually, you know, it wasn't always easy. I think the most difficult people to photograph in my projects were really the people that in some way I had a connection.
Even though there is a lot of pressure for women to conform to European standards, South Africa is quite unique in that it is a country that does still appreciate its own aesthetic. South African women love their big butts, you know, it's not really a big issue. You know, Black women here call them ATMs, you know, my African trademark, you know. So there still is a lot of celebration of our bodies as they are.
The Taliban court within the village sentenced her to have her nose cut off and her ears cut off. And luckily, she was found alive. And I didn't want to photograph her in the way that we would see her, distressed, ask her to pull her hair away from her ears so we could see her ears as well. And I could see things weren't working, and I put my camera down and I actually just had a girl-to-girl chat. I could never imagine how she feels, never ever, but there is a moment of healing. And just by saying she's beautiful, something happened within her. And I said, look at the camera. And I said, feel something, you know, feel your beauty. And that's the photograph I got. I think what I'm doing now is that I'm possibly putting my opinion a lot more into my work than before, than saying being the fly on the wall. And I think that I'm collaborating. So I'm not just saying, I'm not here, carry on with your life. I think it's me and it's you, and we're working together.